Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm a registered acupuncturist in Toronto, Ontario. I wanted to show you a few tools that we use within our acupuncture treatment. We don't use all of them all the time, but I'm going to show you some of them. Traditional Chinese medicine has been used for thousands of years. We treat all kinds of conditions, from physiological to muscular to conditions like not being able to sleep, digestive issues, reproductive issues, sexual health issues, mental health issues. Wonderful, wonderful areas that we can cover with many different points. So back thousands and thousands of years ago, there were Chinese masters that figured out that if you press or worked on certain areas in the body, you may be able to help someone breathe, for instance, or you may be able to help them with their heat issues that they're having, or you may be able to help them with their pain issues. So all these, we've got hundreds and hundreds of points that run within what is called meridians or channels, and we treat those points or we treat those channels. So we use many different variety of tools to help us help the body heal so that it can find balance again. Once we're out of balance, that's when we have diseases and sickness, tightness and stress. We can't sleep, we can't eat, we have digestive problems, all those kind of things. So what we want to do ultimately is support and help nourish the body so that it can find balance again. So let's take a look at some of the tools. So our first one are acupuncture needles. So as you can see, these are packaged needles. They are sterilized and we do not touch the needles. So we open the package when it is your time to get your treatment, and we discard of any needles that aren't used during that treatment. And that's just to ensure that there's no cross-contamination. Once we open the package and we've cleaned our hands thoroughly, then we swab areas with alcohol that we are going to needle, open the package, take that needle out, and then we will tap the needle into certain areas. We never touch the needle, the tip of the needle, nor the shaft of the needle. We always hold on to the handle itself. So there's very low risk in terms of cross-contamination from practitioner to patient. So that is one of the things that we do. The needles are not like doctor needles. They're very, very thin gauge needles. Sometimes when people ask me, oh, well, how do I feel? What will I feel when I get a needle put into my body? And often I'll say, well, sometimes it might feel like a little bit of a mosquito bite, but it should go away. As soon as you feel that little prick, instantly, about a second or so after that, any discomfort should go away, and then there may be a mild feeling of other things, such as some tingling, a little bit of warmth in the area, some energy flow, heat might come up. So there's a number of things that come up, and that is very normal during an acupuncture treatment. The next thing we use are cups. There's a variety of cupping tools out there, but classically, I believe the glass cups were used, and a lot of cultures are actually use cupping for a variety of reasons. So in traditional Chinese medicine, we use cupping on the skin, usually around the back end, around the shoulders, the neck, the whole upper back, anywhere around the glutes, anywhere around the legs themselves, maybe on the stomach themselves as well. Sometimes with little cups we can do shoulder work and we can do some arm work. You'll remember from the Olympics, the last Olympics, Michael Phelps, the famous swimmer, had purple marks all over one of his shoulders prior to his swimming match, and that was because he got cupping done. So practitioner might use cups to help kind of move chi, move energy, move blood. If something is stuck, if something is injured and it needs a little bit of help getting that blood flow moving through it, or if there's an old injury, this is very good for old injuries to help kind of revitalize the tissue with that blood nourishment. So you will not feel pain with this, but you may feel a little bit of pull or pressure, and sometimes it will leave some bruising marks on the skin that will go away after a couple of days, but very, very effective. The next thing we use potentially is moxibustion. Now this comes in a couple of different ways. In this way that I use the mugwort herb. So this is a plant that's been dried, and I use a medium on the skin to make sure that I don't burn you, but I will pick off a little piece, almost like the size of a grain of rice, put that medium on that painful place, place that mugwort on there, and then use a little incense stick to help burn that down. And what it does is just help to heat the area and help to again move stuck things, move stuck chi, and get that nourishment flowing. I read a fantastic article by a PhD who is also a licensed acupuncturist who did some research on moxibustion itself. And moxibustion has been around for a very, very long time, thousands of years. And he found the Western research shows that moxibustion can actually help to get the immune system going, to help heal the area in and around wherever that pain is. So we use moxibustion a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times for pain. But we also do it to warm up because it's a heat conductor, so it can warm the body, especially during cold winter nights. The next thing we might use is gua sha sticks, gua sha cups, or a handle like this. It can be wood, it could be made out of bone usually, or ceramic. But gua sha is used quite often in the Chinese medicine to, again, help to disperse areas where there might be pain, areas of stuckness. So it's going to help infuse blood into the tissue or draw out things that are are stuck or condensed, and that's causing obstruction or pain. So we use gua sha. Gua sha is a scraping technique that causes some bruising of the skin, and that scraping is not just the scraping at the superficial level, but deep down into towards where that obstruction might be. So we do a very quick scrape with that spoon or with our little gua sha tool, and we draw up the sha. We get that nice reddish color of the skin, little red prickles, and that shows us that we've moved stuff around. We've kind of dispersed anything that's been stuck around that blood vessel, and we brought out anything that's obstructing the area. So we'll use gua sha a lot with little pain places. I use gua sha a lot with little pain places, pain on the neck, pain around the arm. Chronic pain is fantastic for gua sha. We just get in there and do some nice deep scraping for a few seconds, bring up the sha, and see some great results with it. Finally, we might send you home with some ear seeds. And ear seeds look very different from package to package, but the general idea is the same. So within the ear is what they call a microcosm. And that microcosm outlines all the parts of our body, including the physical parts, which are the eyes, the nose, the ears, the elbow, and the more visceral parts like the digestive system, things that will need attention, such as insomnia, such as colds, if you have a cold, if you have a migraine, if you have intense migraines, things that are very excess in nature, we can treat on the ear using needles, or we can send someone home with these little ear seeds. So basically, we find the area, we poke and prod an area. See, I actually have one right here on my arm. This was for my heel because my heel was really bothering me. And I press it, and it's feeling better, my heel. So I use these ear seeds when I want to send something home with a client. And you see it's a little, this is a Vicaria seed, but sometimes they're little tiny needles, and sometimes they're little gold seeds as well. You can get gold and silver. And we use those almost pressure points that are specific to whatever condition we're treating. So often I will send someone home with this on a specific area and ask them to press it a couple of times each day, help stimulate that point, with the idea that that will help to then stimulate and nourish the area that is causing problems. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you will come and see me, or you will go and see your next fabulous practitioner, Chinese medicine acupuncture practitioner. And I hope that you are in good health. Take care.